Me? Me? Ayo, Demi? Yang tentu. Say me. And I try to disrupt your sleep me. Don't want to disrupt your sleep me. Yeah, so I lost my realtor today. Just wanted to do a live stream just to talk about it real quick. Can't trust nobody no more. Yeah, hey, what's up, Q? Yeah. So she when I first met her, it was at she actually came to my trial. Like she was reaching out to me on email and, oh, I want to support what you do and blah blah blah. And she was like talking to Leroy Truth Investigations, like talking to all these auditors. And then finally, like I reached out to her on email and she wanted to help. And I was like, oh, okay, I don't really know what you can do to help. And kind of blew her off. And then months went by and she reached out again. She wants to help. And so I was talking to her, okay. And she was like all gung ho with helping, and then I didn't talk to her for a while. I don't know, she's kind of weird. And then out of the blue, she was just like wanted to support everything that I did, and she was showing up to my court dates and shit. And I was like, okay, cool. I mean, I don't have any support. It's fine. So she came to my trial for the Colorado Springs obstruction one, which I got found not guilty. And she took me out to dinner after to celebrate, and she's like, hell, if you ever sell that condo, because she's a realtor, she's like, I'll do it for free for you. That'll just be my gift for you. I was like, oh, thanks. That's really nice. That saves me like $11,000. It's a lot. So it comes time to sell. And so, of course, I hit her up and, she's, oh, yeah, she drove over here. She's going to, she's helping me and she put it up on the market and everything. And then, she wants to be involved and she's going to put a fund together for Milo, my attorney. And, I need to have an attorney on deck at all times. She's going to do all this stuff for me. And then she's like, okay, I need to cancel this contract because we're going to do this other contract. Got this new thing that she's doing. I don't know what she's saying. It's going to be nationwide. And it's like, okay. So she's like, cancel this contract. So I canceled it. And then she kept bugging me to sign the new contract all day. And so like, finally I looked at it and then I was reading and it says 6%. And I was like, what? And I text her, I was like, why does it say 6%? You said you were doing it for free. I was like, my other guy, that was my friend, was doing it for 5%. And she's like, free? LOL, are you kidding me? And I was like, what? And I called her and I was like, why would you tell me that you're doing it for free? When I met you, you told me that you were doing this for free as a gift for me. She's like, yeah, but Christopher, I can't just do that. And, on paper, I can't just charge you nothing. Legally, I can't do it. I was like, legally? What do you mean legally? It's your company. You own it. What do you mean legally? And she kept like deflecting. And I was like, no, hold on. What do you mean? You said it's against the law. And she's like, no, I didn't say it's against the law. And I said, well, you said legally. So that implies that it's against the law if you don't do it. What law is it? What are the repercussions of you not charging me? Because you said legally. And she's like, oh, well, that's not what I meant. I was like, okay, well, words have meaning. So she's like, I can't believe you're talking to me like this, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, dude, what are you talking about, dude? And like, she's manipulating me just like everyone else does. She's always trying to, well, what's going on with you and your mom? I'm like, she's such a freaking gaslighter, dude. Like, because, my mom weren't doing good. And I was like, dude, don't worry about what's going on with me and my mom. Like, we're talking about this right now. All of a sudden, you're charging me 6%. And I appreciate that she was doing it for free. That's a big deal. but don't tell me you're going to do something for free and then try to sneak in 6% in the contract. I had to re-sign this contract. I don't know if the first contract said 6%. Luckily, we already canceled that one, but I didn't even read the first contract because I just trusted her. And then this one, I read it and it said 6%. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck is this? Like, that's a whole extra percent. Like, that's like an extra $1,000 that I'm paying. I could have had my friend do it. My friend's a realtor. He was already giving me the friends and family discount at 5%. And she said, oh, well, she said she was going to take that money and put it back into the business for the fund for me and all that. I was like, that's not what you told me. You told me when I first met you that you were going to do it for free. And that was your gift for me. That would be like your donation to help the cause. And she's just backtracking and, well, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. When I said, why, you kept telling me that it's legally you can't do it, dude. Why are you telling me legally you can't do it? Like I'm some idiot. Oh, well, that's not what I meant. And then she's all trying to play her game like, oh, Christopher, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what's wrong with you. Why you think everyone's out to get you and, blah, blah, blah. And, I'm like, dude, why do I think everyone's out to get me? Because I got people like you who are sitting there saying, oh, yeah, I'm going to do this for free for you as a gift. And then you just sneak in 6% there, dude. Like, that's why I think everyone's out to get me because of people like you are the one that's perpetuating that. So thank you. Because of you now, I have even less trust in people. So that's what's going on with this lady here. Um, that's a picture of her in a thumbnail. The realtor that was going to gift me something and try to sneak in a fee, dude. It's like, gosh, no wonder I can't trust anyone because people like you doing stuff like that. I did. I told her to hit the road. I was like, okay, well, then how about you just honor what you said you were going to do and then freaking don't charge me anything then? And she's like, well, Christopher, do you think that after all this that we should even work together, blah, blah, blah? I was like, well, okay, fine. I was like, then just let's cancel the contract and then I'll just hire my other guy. And she's like, well, you already canceled the contract. And I was like, okay, cool. Thanks for nothing. And I hung up on her. I was like, dude, screw that, man. I have no patience for people that are going to just play games like that. And she's all acting like she cares about me so much and all this stuff. And then she's saying all this weird stuff, dude, like saying that she loves me and everything. I'm like, dude, I always thought that was weird. I'm like, dude, I don't even know you, lady. Like, what do you mean you love me, dude? Like, you barely know me. It was just weird. It was a very weird situation. And I was thankful for what she was doing. I was like, okay, she's a little like over, I guess, kind of clingy or emotional, whatever, with the I love you stuff. But, you know, she would say that. I was just like, okay, thanks. Like, I thought it was kind of weird. But then now all of a sudden, this stuff, I'm like, gosh, dude, this is why I can't trust people, man. I thought you're trying to do me a favor because you believe in the cause and all this stuff. And then she's like, oh, you're such a good person and you're such an intelligent person and you need to have a team behind you. You're doing this on your own. No one does this on their own. You don't have anyone to back you and you need people you can trust and you can trust me. I need you to trust me. I need you to open up to me. Like saying all this stuff to me. Like, she's like, I need you to let me in. I need you to trust me and all this stuff. And then she does something like this. It's like she's a con artist, dude. She's like conning me. I need you to trust me, Christopher. And what's going on with your mom and all this stuff, dude. Like she all cares about me. And then, oh, remember when I told you I was going to sell your house for free? Well, sign this contract. She was on me to sign this contract all day, just kept pressuring me. And of course, she wanted me to sign it so bad because I already canceled the other one. And then now this one says 6% and I'll be locked in with her for a year. I'm like, dude, fuck you, lady. She's like, I like attract all these like manipulators. Cue the audit. She doesn't have any integrity. It's like, dude, you are such a manipulator, man. Trying to pretend like she's my best friend and stuff. And Oh, dude, she's so weird. I don't even know what her motives were. It was kind of weird because doing all this stuff for me for free, it was just so weird. And I was gonna ask her when I was gonna see her. I was like, hey, because I needed to get that out the way. I was like, do you like me romantically? I was gonna ask her because I was like, this is kind of weird that you're doing all this stuff. And even my stepdad was like trying to figure that out, because like, why are you doing this? Why are you? It's not normal. I even told her, I was like, this is kind of weird though that you're doing all this for me. And she's like, Christopher, I was just guided. I was spiritually guided to do this and all or something like that. It's like, okay, like this is whole big gigantic scam, dude. She wasn't spiritually guided to do anything, dude. It was like this big gigantic scam that she's pulling just so that she can. I don't know why she would do that. I mean, she probably has to have some type of like caring about the movement and stuff like that, but I don't understand why on earth you would tell someone that. If you ever sell your condo, just I'll sell it for free. It's my gift to you. And then she throws in the 6%. And then I text her, you said you were selling my condo for free. And then she texts me back, are you kidding? Or what she say? For free? Are you kidding? Like she's surprised that I that I said that or something. Like, are you kidding, lady? You don't remember telling me that? Like, that's the whole reason I called you. I could have had my other guy sell my condo. It was already giving me the friends and family discount. It was less than what you're charging me. Crazy lady. So, yeah, good thing I read it, Fart Nuggets, because I almost didn't. I was like, dude, because someone just told me to read it. Like, because the way she is, dude, it's like kind of weird. So I was like, I don't know, man. I should just read this thing. Someone told me to. And I think, I don't know if I read the first one. I don't think I read it. I think I just signed it. And maybe that's why she wanted to do the new contract, because maybe it was 0% at the first time. Because yeah, you're right. No, I did read the first one, and there wasn't. It was only, that's what it is. Okay, now I'm realizing. The first time that I signed it, she didn't charge me anything. It was 0%. I just remembered this. But there was a 2.5% for the other realtor, right? Because usually the other realtor gets paid from the sale of the house. So that means if I want somebody to come look at my house, no one's going to bring them to come look at my house unless I give them something. I could put 0%, but then why would they do that? They're not going to make any money. They're not going to show my house. So I agreed to, okay, 2.5% for them. And I remember seeing it. It said 2.5% for them and then 0% for her. That's why she canceled that contract, and then was so adamant about me signing this one because she's changing it. She's like, oh, I'm doing this new company and blah, blah, blah. So she's lying to me the whole time. And now I'm figuring more stuff out. She's like, oh, I decided to go with this new team now, and it's going to be nationwide and all this blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, okay, whatever, I guess. And then she just kept pestering me about signing it. Like it was like imperative that I sign it right away. So I was like, and I text her, I was like, I don't even see in the email the stuff that you're telling me to sign. She's like, oh, whoops, I didn't send it. And then she sent it, and that's when I looked at it. It said 6%. I'm like, dude, what? So yeah, that is why. That's why she changed the team and needs me to sign the new contract. It's going to be nationwide and all this stuff. There's going to be none of that crap, dude. She's such a liar. So that's why I don't trust anyone, because people do stuff like that. Lie out of their teeth. Yeah, man. I should have just stayed with my other guy, but it's fine. So that's done. I text my other guy. He's like, all right. He's like, I'll check into the comps tomorrow, he said. So I'll just have my other guy sell it. 5%. It's still a good deal. 5%. Because the going rate's 6%, but I get the friends and family discount with him. Because he's my old boss. And we were actually business partners too. I owned a pizza franchise of his. He owned an independent pizza franchise, or it wasn't a franchise. He owned the whole company, and then he franchised one of the stores out to me. So we were like business partners, kind of, not really, but like he was the franchisor and I was the franchisee. but we worked together at Papa John's. He was a pizza guy. So I was already getting a good deal with him anyways. I should have just went with him in the first place. What's up, Ali? So yeah, that's what this is about. Just laying in bed. I got all depressed, dude. I was all like, I was editing up a video. Got it actually a video for this channel that I'm editing up. So got this more stuff to talk about not being able to trust people. So I did a video. I went to the dentist because I don't know if you guys remember, but this dentist that's next to my braces in Colorado Springs kept telling me that I have all these cavities and stuff. And I had that root canal. And the only reason I needed the root canal is because of another cavity that another Comfort Dental filled that I didn't even have a cavity because I've never had a cavity. Ever since I went to Comfort Dental, all of a sudden I have cavities. And they filled it and it was really deep filling. And so then because of that, it was hitting that nerve and it got infected. And then I went to get the emergency root canal. And this other dentist was like, dude, because that was one of the teeth this guy was saying I had a cavity on. He's like, this tooth is a good tooth. It doesn't have any cavities. It's fine. So we did the root canal. It was a two-part, and I had to come back later for the crown. But then while I was in jail, I cracked the tooth, and so he just had to pull it. So anyways, I went to get my teeth cleaned by him because it was my last time getting it cleaned there because my braces are going to be off in a few months because I have to go there because it's next door, and then I get my wire out, and then I go get my teeth cleaned, and then I come back and they adjust my braces. So it's convenient. So like this is the last time, so I'm gonna call him out. So I was recording, I had it in my pocket or in my belt, and like I was asking him, well, about these cavities, and last time you said this and that, and he's making up all this stuff. Then I'm doing research as he goes. Well, it might have just been a stain, I because I called him out, and he's like, it might have just been a stain, and I thought it was a cavity, and like I'm looking it up, and and it's Google and stuff. And like, yeah, any dentist should be able to differentiate a stain versus a cavity. And he's trying to say, well, we got to make sure we get these cavities done because you don't want to wait till there's pain. Because I was like, how come I don't have any pain or anything? Like, well, a lot of times you don't have pain, and that's true. He's like, you don't want to wait till there's pain because then at that point you either have to pull the tooth or you have to do a root canal. And I was looking it up, Googling it, and it says, no, that's not true. Like if it's to the point where it's pain, it doesn't mean they have to pull the tooth or that you need a root canal right away. Like he's lying, dude. Was catching him on these lies. And then at the end, I was like, yeah, man, well, my other dentist, I had to get this root canal done, and he looked at my teeth and he did his own x-rays and he said I don't have a single cavity. And you could tell he got all nervous and like his voice was trembling and all this shit. And he was trying to backtrack and justify. And I told him, I was like, hey, man, you know what? You're a liar, bro. And you're manipulating me right now. And you're gaslighting me. That's what I told him. I was like, you know what? Oh, he's like, oh, I'll send it. I'll send these x-rays to your dentist. Like, yeah, do that. And I was like, and if it comes out that I do have a cavity, I'll come back here and I'll shake your hand and apologize. But if not, and I don't have cavities, I'm going to report you because it's really unethical what you're doing. And, but yeah, he was trying to manipulate me. I was like, I don't think I'm wrong, dude. I think you're manipulating me. And so that's another video that I was working on today. So that's what I'm saying, dude. Like people manipulating me all the time and gaslighting me and shit. It's like hard to trust people. So I was working on that video, and then this shit happened with the realtor. And now I'm like, gosh, dude, like I can't trust anyone, dude. It's like you think you can trust people and they freaking backstab you, man. Yeah, I'm really going through like this bad time right now, this tower moment shit in my life. Everyone's screwing me. They're trying to fuck with me, man. Well, it's just like the dentist. He's just an unethical piece of crap, that dentist over there. You guys will see the video. It's pretty funny. He got all scared, dude, when I called him out. Because, 99% of the people, even if something like that happens, 99% of the people aren't going to call them out because they don't have the balls to do it. They're too scared to say anything to anyone. So he was totally taken back, man. He got called out, bro. And then to prove it, he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll email the X-rays and I'll circle it and the parts and all that stuff." And then I called my dentist, the other dentist today, to see if he emailed it. He didn't email anything. So yeah, he didn't email anything, dude. So he's a liar. That's messed up, dude. Because my other dentist, he said, "Hey, you know what? These like low pay dentists, like Comfort Dental and stuff, they'll do stuff like that. I've had a lot of people come in here and they say that they have like all these fillings, way more than you, like tons of fillings all over their mouth, and they don't even have cavities. because people don't know. They just trust the dentist. They know what he's talking about, I guess. He's a dentist. I got all these cavities, they need to be filled, and they just do it. They just make tons of money off of it, man. It's like totally unethical. So I got to report him. I got to figure out how to do that. How to report a dentist. I don't know who you report them to. Better Business Bureau or something. So what's up, Leon? Veterinarians are crooked too. Yeah, they are. Wade. One of the things that vets do that's crooked is you'll take your dog in, and if they're not on heartworm medication the entire year, then because they don't need heartworm medication in the wintertime. They get heartworm from mosquitoes. There's no mosquitoes in winter in Colorado when it's like snowing out and shit. There's no mosquitoes. They only need it like towards the end of spring and then summer. That's it. From like April to like October. And so I don't take a Tylenol if I don't have a headache just to take it, right? That's stupid. Like, of course, you give them heartworm medication because the benefit outweighs the risk. Of course, there's risks with every medication, but if there's no need, like there's a benefit to taking Tylenol. If I have a headache, I'll take one, right? But I'm just gonna take it just to take it. That's stupid. Now the benefit doesn't outweigh the risk. The benefit just in case I get a headache, you know what I mean? That's stupid. Now I'm messing up my liver and whatever else, my kidneys and shit. So I don't give my dogs heartworm medication. But a lot of vets, most of the vets, what they'll do is if they're not on heartworm the whole year, then they make you do a blood work test just to verify that they don't have heartworm first, right? Before they'll give you the prescription for the heartworm. And that's just another scam. Number one, so you comply, and then you have to buy heartworm medication for them for the wintertime. So they make more money on heartworm medication. And then if you decide, no, I'm not going to do that because I'm not giving them heartworm for no reason, then they make you do blood work. So they can charge you $300 now to do blood work for no reason. So yes, veterinarians are scams too. They're totally unethical when they do shit like that. And that's why this guy over here, that's why I go to him. He doesn't make me do that shit. He just asked me, were they on heartworm medication last year? Yes. Okay. Boom. It's springtime right now. Cool. Here you go. They don't make me do blood work, none of that crap. So he's a good dentist, or I mean, he's a good veterinarian. And then other stuff too, like Minnie, she has to get a Cytopoint. It's like a shot that she gets like at the most every 6 weeks, but like I only give it to her if she's itching. It's like an allergy shot. So sometimes she'll go months without it. But at the other vet, they charge you for like an entire visit plus the Cytopoint. So it was like $60 every time I went in there to give her a shot. And this guy, it's $11. Because he doesn't charge me for the visit, because you just go in there. It's like 5 minutes, not even that. It's like a minute. You go in, check in. The lady comes out to the lobby. They just do it in the lobby. They come out with the shot, ready to go. Boom, shot. All right, have a good day. And then you just pay and leave. So it's like, we don't need to charge you for a visit, because the other ones, they bring you back into the room, take the vitals, do the whole thing. Like, it's not necessary. Like, you don't need to do that. But they just do that so they can charge you more money, right? So that's another reason why I like this veterinarian. That's another reason why they're scammed, bro. Everyone tries to scam you, dude. Veterinarians, the dentist, your realtor, right? You gotta be careful, man. Everyone wants to backstab you. So that's why I did this live, because I was just laying in bed, dude. I was all depressed. It's like I was working on that video, and it's like, I'm just gonna go to bed now, dude. So it kind of bummed out, man. I'm like, just laying here in bed. And then just like watching Facebook Reels or something. And then it's like, oh, I'll just do a live stream about this real quick, just to get it out there, just get it off my chest, It's kind of like my therapy sometimes, just talking to you guys. So, yeah, what's up, Gutter Rat Productions? It's hard to find people with morals these days. Yeah, it's true. I mean, dude, like, the worst part though is, like, when they say betrayal, it doesn't come from people like your enemies, right? It comes from people that you care about. Like, for someone to do all that and like pretend like they have all this care for me and stuff, and because I thought she cared about me, dude. I did. I thought she was like, she's kind of like a mother type energy, and like she was like talking to my mom, and like she's having problems with her son who's kind of my age, and like my mom was supposed to be mentoring her son, and like this lady was mentoring me and shit and stuff like that. And then she does and pulls this shit, dude. And like she just acts like she has no clue what I'm talking about when I said, "Hey, you said you were doing this for free." You know what I mean? Like, what? You're kidding, right? Like, no, I'm not kidding, bitch. And I told her, I was like, don't you remember at the restaurant when you told me that you're going to do this for free? Well, yeah, but that's just what I have to say. I can't just, I say that, but I can't, on paper, I can't do that. I have to charge you something legally. That's what she said. Legally, I have to charge you. What are you talking about, lady? There's no law against you freaking not charging me to sell my house. It's your own company that you own. What are you talking about legally? And then she's had to backtrack. Oh, well, that's not what I meant. Well, what did you mean then? What do you mean? Like, she's just trying to, like I said, she's trying to gaslight me, dude. Because she didn't say that when I text her. You said you're going to do this for free. She said, free? You're kidding. You're kidding, right? She didn't say, oh, well, I have to on paper charge you something. I can't do it legally. She didn't say that. She only said that when I called her and called her out on it. So she's lying, dude. I'm just sick of being lied to because people think I must put off this energy, like this walk all over you type of energy, I guess. That people would think that they can just, that I'm naive. I think people think I'm naive. 'Cause I must come off as naive to people, I think. And people just think that they can walk all over me and do shit. Because like the shit that Annette did, my realtor, this is not like this is unique. Like she's the only one that does this. Like people do this stuff to me all the time. And you know, for a long time in my life, I just kind of, I was very passive, and I was very, I was naive, and people took advantage of me a lot because I just trusted people because I wasn't a leader. And now I'm not like that. I'm not passive, and I am a leader. And so, but I guess I must just embody that energy that people think that they can just manipulate me all the time, I guess. I don't know. Oh, thanks, you got it. The beer's coming in. Yeah, I just got a haircut today, so I kind of trimmed it, and then I kind of like I a little bit over trimmed it, but it's okay. It'll grow back. Kind of over trimmed it on the side here, but it's all right though. Thanks. Yeah, it is. I was proud of this beard. So I never really had a good beard. So, and my mustache is better than I thought because it's kind of like got patchy areas on the top. So I used to always want it to be perfect. So I would shave it down so that it would be full. But so my mustache was always really thin. But I was like, no, I'm going for full beard this time. And then I just let it grow, and it doesn't look bad. Like you can tell, like there's some patchy spots, but when it's all just thick, it doesn't look that bad. I don't have much hair in the middle though. But thanks for the beard compliment. So yeah, but hopefully I get that video out maybe tomorrow or the next day on this channel, and then I got to get back to work hard on the oh gosh on the jail documentary, and then so I went back to pick up the audio transcript of my trial. And the last time I was there to pick up the other transcript, or I was there for something. Oh, to get the transcript. And I was there, and I was like, or to put in the request for it. I was like, I'm gonna get some B-roll. I'm here for for my documentary. And I was getting all the B-roll and everything. And then I was over up on the grass. There's no sign or anything. It's all public property. And the security guard guy was in his little booth, and he like, what are you doing? Where are you from? And like, I turned on my camera record because I wasn't recording. I was like, where am I from? He's like, you recorded me? And I was like, yeah. And he boom, slams the door, slams the window on me. It's like, dude, you're rude, bud. And then he called the marshal to come out and talk to me and shit. And then like the marshal was kind of being condescending, wouldn't give me his last name. And then he just left because they knew there wasn't anything they could do. And then I was recording the guy, because he called the marshal on me, and he's holding the folder up and it's covering his face and shit, being a douchebag. It's like, yeah, just why, man? Why do you act like this, dude? I don't understand. And then I went in like a few days later to go pick up the transcripts, And of course, he's there and he's like, hold on, I'm going to call in, grab my ID. He's like, stay over there. I'm going to call in, make sure that everything's good with you. And I was like, what do you mean you're going to call in? Everything's good with me. I was like, oh, fuck, dude. I was like, did they get a warrant for my arrest for me walking on the grass, you know? Because there's no sign. They just said I couldn't walk there. But the marshal came and said I can't be on the grass. And I was like, okay. I didn't go back on the grass, but I was like, you need to put a sign up though. I was like, great, they got a fucking warrant for me, dude. And he calls me through and he's like, hold on, I'm gonna hold on to your ID until we get clarification for you to go up there. I have to escort you or something. And I was like, what? I was like, no, just give me my ID, man. I'm gonna leave. I'm just gonna leave. I was scared. I thought I was getting arrested. I was like, fuck, I don't want to go to jail right now. So I was like, I'll just leave and then I'll just check and see if I have warrants. And I'll turn myself in on my own time, right? But then shortly after that, he's like, he gave me the ID. He's like, okay, because he looked over and the guy's like, good. And he's like, yeah. And he gave me the ID. He's like, all right, we're good. I was like, what was all that about? He's like, I just need to make sure that we didn't need to escort you over there. And I was like, why would you need to escort me over there? He's like, because of the way you've acted in the past. And he was saying it all douchebaggy, dude. Like he was just like so pissed at me because the way you acted in the past. It's like, what do you mean the way? Look at the way you're acting, bro. What do you mean the way I acted in the past? You mean when you saw me up on the grass and I said, hey, how you doing? Like all nice, and you slammed the window on me and then called the marshal? Is that what you mean? Me acting in the past? I think it's like this weird type of energy or like this weird type of personality that you have to work for the public, right? Just to be a public employee. Not all of them, but especially if you're like a security guard or a cop, you have to have like this weird vibrate. You have to be vibrating on this really weird frequency, man. It's like this manipulative, narcissistic frequency where they say, because of the way you were acting in the past, when I was acting totally nice. What does he mean the way I was acting, dude? I didn't do anything. Because I recorded you, because you called the marshal on me for nothing. Even the marshal came out and then just left. Is that the way I was acting? You see what I'm saying? Like they manipulate you, dude. It's crazy, man. And I got other stuff that I can't talk about with my case, but more manipulation and stuff that's going on with that case. So, yeah. And then he's like, oh, because after I called that dentist out, he's like, oh, I could have just been looking at a stain. It's not all black and white. I could just be looking at a stain or something, like trying to backtrack and shit. I was like, dude, if you're a dentist, bro, you should be able to differentiate between a stain and a cavity, man. Come on, dude. Every time I come in here, you keep telling me how bad I need to get these cavities taken care of, bro. It's been 2 years. I still have no pain, nothing, bro. And like I said, I've never had a cavity my whole life. I have good teeth. It's just genetics. My grandma, she never had a cavity her whole life either. It's just good genes. And I have better dental care now, but I didn't used to. And I don't have as good a dental hygiene as a lot of people do. I only brush my teeth usually once a day. I brush them in the morning and that's it. I don't brush them at night. And I used to be like, now I floss at least a couple times a week. When I first got my braces, I flossed like every day, like twice a day. So I couldn't handle the food in my teeth, but I've gotten used to it now. But like, I used to be really bad. I was like, typically I'm a once a week flosser, but for a while there, I'd go like, it was like a once a month flosser, or like sometimes I'd go like a few months. And I'd be like, oh, damn, I haven't flossed my teeth in a grip. And I'd floss them and it was like really smelly. Because it's, there's like rotten food. It's like food like rotting in between your teeth. I'm like, ugh, shit's so disgusting. So I gotta floss my teeth more. But like, yeah, I don't have great dental hygiene. It's not really bad. I brush my teeth every day at least, but it's not the best. And I've never had a cavity in my whole life. How all of a sudden, since I've been coming to Comfort Dental, I have all these. So already have another cavity that was filled unnecessarily. I didn't even need it. And then that tooth that I lost was from another cavity, a cavity that they had to fill. That I didn't even have a cavity. They just said I did. And then they ended up costing me a whole tooth, dude. It cost me like $3,000 because I had to go to the emergency and they had to do that root canal. It was like 3 grand or 2 grand or something. I don't know what it was. It was a lot. And and I had to go back and they just pull the tooth anyways. It didn't even work. So I just lost a whole tooth and lost 3 grand because freaking some dentist wanted to lie and say I needed a cavity. I needed a cavity fill. Mr. Smith's. What's Mr. Smith's? And I just got too many people leaning on me right now. I got this friend hitting me up, needs to borrow some money. I'm like, dude, I need to borrow some money, bro. Sorry, I'm just like complaining a lot, but that's what this stream was about, anyways. It's a complaint. It's a complaining stream. I sit and complain about everything. So we'll just get the what's up, John? What's up, Keeper? So we'll just get the new realtor up on it. Hopefully get it up on the market next week. I'm sure he'll have his guy come out and take pictures, take new pictures of it. I didn't like those other pictures anyways because I wasn't ready for it. And like when I saw the pictures, like fuck, you could see like because I have clothes underneath my bed and shit. You can see my underwear. I got these crappy underwears that I keep under the bed, and they're like you can see them like hanging out. I'm like, oh dude, that doesn't look good. So I'm gonna make sure everything. Now I know it's like the test one, so now I know everything to do to make the pictures look better. Finding a good realtor is like looking for a venomous snake you can trust. Yeah. Well, I think I can trust my other guy because, he's, like I said, we were business partners in the past. I don't think he's going to screw me over. But he's hooking me with a deal anyway. So yeah, I think if I sell it it was listed at 215 right now. So whatever 5% of that is how much I'll have to pay him. So, like, yeah, probably like close to 11,000 bucks. I'll pay him like 10,000, 500 or something if I sell it for that much. We had it listed at 230 before, but that was like 2 years ago. The market went down, so. As long as your shorts don't stick to the walls, don't foolery about it. Yeah, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's kind of cluttery in here, though. You guys want to see my room? So I had, whoops. I have my case on here. Oh, sorry, I had my case on there. So this is my room. I had to take these pictures down. I had these cool calendars up here, these chicks. It was like one was a Broncos cheerleader and one was like a Arizona Rattlers cheerleader. They're like autographed and stuff. But Sweet Tea got mad at those. So I had to take those down. And I got the mirror over there. That's my dog chassis. That's my cool hats. And I got tons of hats. Also my shoes, too. I actually have like probably like 20 pairs of shoes at Sweet Tea still that I just kind of threw all those away. Closet. That's just one of my closets. My other closet is full in the other room. And then I got another stand-up closet in there too, a temporary one. And I actually gave away already like 70 t-shirts because I had all these big shirts. I used to wear big baggy clothes when I was a kid. Like not kid, but like my 20s. That was the style. And then they're also all extra larges. And then like about 10 years ago, I was like, I'm not going to wear these big old baggy clothes no more. And I was like really skinny. I was like 140 pounds. So I wore like medium t-shirts and shit. And like a lot of the shirts I wore were smalls. So like I just gave like 80 shirts away. And then I ended up working out a lot and I was big, dude. And I like needed these extra large t-shirts. I was like, fuck, I gave all those away. And now I'm back big again. I weigh 170 pounds right now. So I'm big. I'm an actual large t-shirt. So I got to like get like a lot of my large t-shirts don't even fit. And then I got another shoe rack right there. But I had to throw away a bunch of shoes because I used to be a 9.5, and now I'm a 10 because my arches flattened out in my feet. So that means like, if your feet lose arches, then that means you get your feet, grow essentially. So all a bunch of my shoes don't fit. This is Ricky from when I was a kid, and then I got my teddy bear. See, he's missing an eye, and this is my other one from my baby. And that guy was from like when I was a kid too. It's a radio. It's a AM and FM radio. I don't know if it works. See, he's got little dials. There's no battery in it right now. And then I always thought about this. It's probably like kind of gay. It's got the rainbow. It looks kind of gay too. Look at him. But like I had this when I was a kid, I think my mom got it for me. It was always hanging up, but I don't think rainbows in the '80s was like a gay thing. But I bet you someone comes in my room and they think like if they're looking at the place to buy it, they're like, oh, this guy must be gay. But yeah, then I got the Rockies things. This was actually from Coors Field when they were building it. And then my dresser with all the clones and stuff, my watches. And then there's more keys. I'll just give you guys a tour of the house, I guess. So check, this room's actually cool. It's kind of cluttered because I got all my shit in it, but it's got the DJ area. I got CDJs, and then I got Techniques. And these are the M3, these are the M3D 1200s, the old schools. But they're still Techniques, dude. And then I got like all this is all my like DMA stuff. And then I got like all my tools in there. See, Milwaukee guy, like power tools and hand tools and stuff. Other closet, and here's my other closet, and then here's all of like my recording stuff. So like all my rigs and shit. And then here's the thing where my other microphone's gonna go that I'm gonna have. So all these microphones. There's more like stuff, and this box is full of like extra equipment. And here's all my records. And I got 2 crates of records back there too. And then I got these 15-inch subs, Alpine Type S. Those things hit so hard. My workout stuff, my jugs of water, and this is the cool part I want to show you guys. So I got see all this memorabilia. So this is a football signed by John Elway, and it's the 75th anniversary football. It's the official ball. And then I got a hat signed by John Elway. So you got this Coke bottle thing. That's like, I don't know, that's disgusting Coke. It's definitely not good. But then I got, this is a Hadamio that my cousin drew for me. I was going to get that tattooed on my arm. I got another signature there. That's one of my trophies. I got all, see that, those are Vance Johnson, the wide receiver for the Denver Broncos in the 90s. I don't know if you guys remember him. Those are his wristbands. And then I got like a bunch of baseballs and stuff, some autographed. See, that's Dante Bichette. I got all these autographed ones. And I got all this stuff because my dad, see that Channel 7 thing? Oh, I should put this on my microphone when I do my interviews. People think I'm in Channel 7 Sports. Because my dad was a photographer for Channel 7. He used to take me with him as his grip. See, that's my football helmet when I was a kid. He'd take me with him as his grip. And so, actually, maybe I'll use that for something. That'd be funny. People think I'm really official. And so I'd go into the locker room and shit and always get all these autographs. So I have tons of autographs. Like these are all sports cards. I have tons of them in there that are autographed by all the Nuggets, Broncos, and Rockies guys. And I got some hockey ones. I got some boxers ones and stuff. And I know though, like if you, this is something I installed. It's an ironing board. See, it goes in the drywall. See, I can fix stuff around the house too. But actually, it lowers the value of the cards. If you're really a card collector, it lowers the value if it has an autograph on it because it's like it's damaged. And then I guess that's what they say. But I still think it's cooler. It's cooler with the autograph. And see, my dogs, they lay on the pillows. Like if you put the pillows out for them, they like these ones. So I like to lay these out here because Minnie likes to come in here and sleep during the day. So lay them out here because they'll sleep on them. So yeah, so that's the tour, guys. That's the tour of the pad. Um, yo, what's up, Ben? Oh, 10 750. I wasn't even looking at all this stuff. Going back in the comments. Dang. Bought it for 120K 2 years ago, and now it's 420. Dang, that's up. I bought this place for 98,000 in 2015, and now it's about 215. So that's pretty good too. And actually, when I bought it in 2015, I got this thing in the mail, and it said that in 2012 it was worth 66,000 in 2012. So in that 3 years, it went all the way up to 98. And that was because that's when they first legalized marijuana, and everyone like was moving here for that. Stupid. But and then it just kept going up, dude. Now, so that was like a big come up for me though. Thank God I have this condo. But she was like, "Oh yeah, I'll find you a place to live," because I was gonna move to New Mexico. It's like I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I got to figure that out too. I'm gonna have to probably now, because she's like, "Oh, if you want to stay in Colorado," because I was like, the only other place in Colorado I'd want to live is Colorado Springs, because it's not too expensive there, but it's still a big enough city to where I could still do my work. So I need to be in some kind of a city, and I like Colorado Springs. And she's like, "Oh, I'll help you find a place," and blah blah blah. And all she's like saying that she's gonna put something in her name or something for me, and I was like, oh, "Okay, she's doing all this stuff for me, dude." But everything comes with a cost. Like, I don't even know like why she was doing all that. Like I said, like there might have been strings attached to it. You know what I mean? Like, why are you doing this for me? You're not just doing this because you're nice. Like, there's got to be something else that you want from me. You know what I mean? That's why I thought it was kind of weird. So it's probably just a blessing in disguise, I guess. Um, dude, one of my legs is 150 pounds. Damn, dog, you're huge, bro. Are you really that big? Yeah, shoot, I sit around 140 if I'm like bare skinny to like 150. I usually hover around 145 to 160 is where I usually am. Right now I'm 170. I'm pretty big. I'm not even that big, but not as big as I used to be. I used to weigh 178. That was the most. But I'm here in a couple months, I'm going to be even bigger. So I've been hitting the gym pretty hard. So I was saying, I'm planning on doing a live stream. I'm going to put up 215 for the first time in my whole life. I never put up 215. I was going to put it up for reps, but I think I might just put it up. I don't know how long. For me to put up 215 for reps is going to be a while, I think. I don't think I'm going to be ready to do it soon. But I know I can, I'm pretty sure I can put it up for like at least like a 1 rep max or something. So I think I'm going to warm up good, and then I'm just going to do that, a 1 rep max, just to say I did it. 2 plates. It's like, it's one of the milestones. And then I won't do one of those until I hit 315. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I can hit 315. I think I might be able to. It's not going to be soon though. It'd be like it'd probably take me at least another year, probably 2 years to get to 315. I was cleaner in your crib. Yeah, mine's not really that dirty. My place is usually clean. Yeah, 2 plates is 225. I never put 2 plates on there. Shoot, I was actually just happy to get to 1 plate, dude. Because like one of the reasons why I started working out so much is because like, back in the old days when I was lifting, I don't remember what I was benching at the old days, but I remember I was putting up like 155 for reps. It's nothing crazy, but it's really nothing. I mean, some guys just use that to warm up, but for me, for a small guy, I was like, yeah, it's cool. I'm putting out 155 for reps. It's cool. But then I was going back to the gym. And I wasn't at baseline, I was working out here and there, doing a lot of push-ups and stuff, but I was on the bench and like, I have to go slow and warm up and I put a 25-pound plate up there. And I was like struggling and I did like 5, 6 reps to failure. And I was like, fuck, dude. I was like, I'm fucking weak, bro. I was like, this is not acceptable, man. I gotta fucking get back in here. And that was one of the things. I was like, I gotta get stronger in this. And so now, so when I finally got to just putting one plate on there, I was like, oh, this is an accomplishment. Dude, I'm putting up a plate now. And the other day I just put up, one plate's 135, right? I put it up like 12 times for reps or something. So I was like, oh, that's good, dude. But then I was thinking, I just put up 135 for reps 12 times. And just, like it's been a while, however many months ago that was, that I only had a 25-pound plate on there and I was struggling, dude. So I got significantly stronger. I was working on my back. I found a new trick, dude. You're not supposed to grab the bar like this with your thumb. You're supposed to put your thumb out like this. You heard of that? It like works your back more. And it does. You can really feel my back. Like when you put your thumb like this, you can feel your back. Like if you're doing the pulls like this or overhead, you don't put your thumb like that. You put it like that. For whatever reason, I could really feel the muscles contracting in my back better that way. What's up, Tundra Air? You just ate 2 plates. You don't bench 2 plates, but you eat 2 plates. All right, that's cool, man. 2 plates is 2 plates, bro. Everyone's got their own version of 2 plates. Got to work your legs out though. Dude, my legs, I was taking a shower today and I was like, my legs are freaking. The one thing that grows big on me fast is my legs. My calves or my fucking thigh, my quads right now are fucking big. I put jeans on the other day to go to do the records request because usually I just wear these sweatpant things. But I had to wear jeans and like my thighs were filling them out, dude. They were tight. And I was like, dang, dude, my fucking legs are big. And my calves are pretty big, but they're not as big as they used to be. Calves are one of those muscles you can work every day. It's like abs. And when I was in jail, I used to do calves every day because it's just something I could do. Because I would, you're just locked in a cell. So I just jump up on the desk and do calf raises every day just to pass time and shit. I remember this dude Tunes came into my cell. I used to play pinochle with him. This big ass black dude. And he was like, dude, your calves are huge. And I was like, I know. Because like my calves didn't like match the rest of my body because, I was skinny and small then. Probably only weighed, like I said, like 140, 145 or something. But my calves were fucking huge. So they didn't match the rest of my body. And they're not even as big right now as they were back then. Like back then they were huge. But my legs grow easy. And luckily my chest actually grows pretty good too. My chest is pretty good right now. Everything grows on me, actually. My arms grow good. My forearms always stay kind of small, but my biceps and triceps grow. They just don't get like cut and toned. Like I don't have a peak on my bicep. It's a very long bicep, so which is actually good, but it's not good for like the look of it though, because it doesn't peak. It gets bigger and stronger, but it doesn't have like that. If I can flex it, it's not like, oh dang, look at how his bicep looks big. That's the only thing. It's weird because like naturally without working out, I'm like thin and skinny like my mom. But when I start working out a lot, I get thick and like stocky like my dad. My dad's super just thick and stocky naturally. And my sister got his genes, but I got my mom's genes. Like I'm just kind of thin and slender. And she hates it. My sister's has big legs like my dad, but she hates it, because she's a girl. But it's not like they're fat or anything. They're just muscular and like perfect for gymnastics, like those girls that do gymnastics have big, thick legs. But if I work out though, I get stocky. I'm not thin at all. I'm like big. So it's weird. Like I can be stocky, but if I don't work out, I'm skinny. Oh, really? You can't grow calves? Your calves are thicker than your arms, John? Yeah, starting to look like Johnny Bravo. Yeah, dude, do that, John. Put your thumbs in, bro. It works. Because I never noticed like doing back exercises. Like, never really felt anything on my back. And then I remember I pulled a muscle or something back in the old days when I was lifting, and I went to the physical therapist, and they were saying how like my front is really strong, but my back wasn't. And then because the therapist was like, "Your back's not really strong," and she's like, "It's not that you're not strong. You're strong." Because I was like really huge. You could tell I worked out. And she's like, "I'm not saying you're not strong. You're strong, but like your back is just isn't as strong as your front of your body." And so that's what caused whatever. I don't even remember what muscle I pulled. And then maybe that was part of it because I never really noticed like working out back on back day, like feeling anything in my back. But just that one thing, dude, that I did today for the first time, and I could really feel it. So I'm anxious to see how what my back feels like tomorrow, if it's going to be sore. Oh, really? You got to work your ass off to avoid the man boobs and beer gut. Yeah, I used to be skinny as a rail naturally, just like fast metabolism, skin is bone. I used to weigh like back in those days, like when I was like 18, 19, I weighed like 135. I was like super skinny. And then I got on Paxil. It's like a anti-anxiety medication. And it cured my anxiety, but it made me gain weight. I got chubby. I went to 160, 160 pounds. I wasn't 160 pounds of muscle, like I was chubby, it was fat. And then ever since then, I have to watch what I eat now. Like I can get chubby if I don't watch what I eat. But back then I could just eat whatever. But it's like it does something to your body, that Paxil. It messes with your metabolism or something like that. Because ever since then, I've never been the same. So you gotta watch out for that shit. Oh, really? Your arms are good, but your legs? Yeah, my legs are the best. They're fucking huge right now. Yeah, when you get older, you start getting grown man weight. Like you notice, like men, they just keep growing though. They keep developing. Men naturally just get bigger. They get wider, broader, right? Like look at professional athletes. Do you notice later in their career they're always stockier than in the beginning of their career? Like look at Michael Jordan when he entered the league. He was a full grown man. He was in his 20s, but he was so thin, right? And then I know he started working out a lot more, but by the time he retired, remember, like in the Bulls years and especially in the Wizards years, like remember how much thicker and stockier he was? And then you look at Steph Curry, even, dude, when he first came in the league, how skinny he was. Remember in college, how skinny and skin and bone? He's still thin, but he's stockier now. I don't know if that just comes with years of training or if I think it's just that men just naturally just get bigger as they get older. That their chest gets bigger, their shoulders broaden even more. It's just like natural muscle that you just put on as you get older. Damn, dog, you were 450 pounds? Now you're manageable 220-ish. 220 is not bad. Dang, dog, how tall are you? Yeah, I heard Michael Jordan went broke, dude. What happened to him? He's not broke, but he lost his billionaire status or something, right? Something happened. Oh, you're 5'10"? Damn, dog. So 5'10", 220. If that's not muscle, then yeah, I think you're technically considered obese, but like you're not obese, obese. Like 450 is obese though. So I'm glad that you lost that. That's a shitload of weight that you lost, dude. So congratulations for that. See, the thing about me, I would never, I don't think I could ever get that fat because when I start to get chubby and I notice it, I do something about it right away. I can't just let myself get that bad. Maybe it's like a vanity thing or something. I don't know. But you know what I was thinking? because it's hard. People are like, oh, it's hard to lose weight because, it's hard to stop eating junk food and crap food and shit like that. And I get that too, because I'm the same way. Luckily, I have enough self control. What I do is I just don't buy it. Like I went to the grocery store yesterday. I just didn't buy chips. I didn't buy cookies. I just didn't buy it. I don't buy it. I don't eat it. Um, but I figured out a way because like when I start getting chubby, like I don't look chubby right now, but I do have a lot of body fat. Like I'm probably like a 22% body fat right now because I'm bulking. I'm trying to put on weight. So I'm trying to be in the calorie surplus because I want to get strong as possible, and then I'll cut maybe here in a couple months, a few months, I don't know. I'll cut. You guys know how it goes. But like, I don't look bad with my shirt off, especially in the morning. But like, throughout the day, like if I take an afternoon shower or like a nighttime shower, I'll take my shirt off and I'm looking in the mirror, I look kind of chubby. I'm like, ugh, I don't really look that great with my shirt off. And so I figured out a trick because I think I was hot one day, is what I was doing. It was during the day and I was like sweaty and shit. I just took my shirt off and I was running around the house and I saw myself with my shirt off, and I came and sat down. I was on my phone, and like you sit down, you got like, you can see like your roll right here, right? And stuff like that. I was like, for me, if I ever like had a problem losing weight, you know what I would do? I just wouldn't put a shirt on. Like if that was your issue, like you have too many temptations to eat bad food or whatever in the house, if you're like me, then just don't wear a shirt as often as possible throughout the day. Especially if it's summertime, don't wear a shirt. If it's just you by yourself or like, just your wife or whatever, you're not embarrassed, don't wear a shirt because then I can feel it. Like, when your shirt's covering, it's kind of out of sight, out of mind. You know what I mean? You don't notice that I got this roll and I don't look that great. But, if you look down, you can just see your gut hanging out there. You know what I mean? With the baggy shirt on, you can't see. So that's a constant reminder. That's what I thought. Maybe that helps someone out. Yeah, one injury away from putting on unwanted weight. That's true. I'm 5'10", 125 pounds, soaking wet. Holy cow, dude, you're skin and bone. Dude, you're anorexic, bro. That's like unhealthy, man. Why are you so skinny? Oh, right on, dude. Yeah, see, that's what happens with men. They get complacent, dude. And, women don't like that, though, dude, because you were like fit, right? When she fell in love with you, and then you get complacent, and then you turn into this guy that you weren't. And so you stopped being the man that she fell in love with. And so, like, they don't like that shit. You gotta always, women don't love you unconditionally. That's what I think, anyways. It's kind of what I teach on this channel. Maybe some people don't agree with me. Like, I'm not an expert. What I teach on this channel is just my opinion. And my opinion is that women do not love you unconditionally, dude. They love you opportunistically. So if you stop being whatever it is that they fell in love with, and they're out of there, bro. That's how it's been with any girl I've ever been with. They start out and they think you're the best, and they love, they respect you, and they take direction from you, and like they admire you and they want to be around you, right? And you can tell they just trust in your leadership, right? And then later on, they like realize, oh, I don't trust this motherfucker, and they're argumentative, and they don't want to spend time with you and shit like that, right? And it's like you can just tell that they don't respect you. Like they don't look at you the same as they did when they first met you. I've been there, and like they fall out of love with you. Like they don't love you. If they don't respect you, they don't love you. And this guy said something. He's like, you want to know if a girl respects you? What's her reaction when you ask her for a blowjob? Is it like a big chore or blah, blah, blah? She doesn't respect you. And if she doesn't respect you, she's falling out of love with you. And so like, you know, I mean, remember when you're like first with someone and like she'd come up to you and ask you, hey, do you want a blowjob? And you're like, whoa, what? Okay, yeah, sure. Right. And then now if you even ask for a blow, you can't even get sex now. It's like, dude, I don't even have had sex in like weeks. Dude, what the fuck's going on? Right? Remember the difference? See? She's falling out of love with you. She doesn't respect you, dude. If a girl respects you, she'll want to have sex with you. It's not that she doesn't want to have sex. She just doesn't want to have sex with you. And it's kind of like and it's not her fault. I mean, if she doesn't respect me, like, you can't choose who you fall in love with. It's not a choice. If you fall out of love with someone, if you fall out of love with a man just because you don't respect him anymore, or you don't trust his leadership, he's just not the guy you thought he was when you met him, that's my fault. And so, but it does hurt your confidence because it's like, damn, dude, I'm not the man that, she thought I was. I'm not that man for her, right? And you got to look at her like, oh, shit, dude, she's not attracted to me anymore. Like, what is she though? Like, on a scale of 1 to 10, what is she? Like, if she's a dime piece, like she's drop dead gorgeous, right? Like, I'm lucky to even have her, glance at me, bro. Well, then if I couldn't keep her, okay, well then, fuck, I guess I couldn't keep a 10. But if she's like average looking, like, and then she, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just takes a hit on your confidence level as a man. Yeah, you can no longer see your pecker when you look down. I never had it that bad. You have though. And they say too, like when you have a big gut, it makes your pecker look smaller too, because like the fat, because it goes, bone pressed all the way down to the whatever bone. If you have a gut hanging out, it makes it look smaller. What up, Dubs? What's up, Tundra Air? Hey, thanks for hanging out with us in here. Are you new in here, bro? Yo, what's up, Boot? Yeah, always conditions, man. That's how women are, bro. Even Not even your mama? Nah, I don't think so. Not my mom. That's the only woman for me, that will love you unconditionally. My mom will never stop loving me. Trust me, dude. For all the shit I've done, she would have stopped loving me a long time ago. I mean, she doesn't support me. That's true. She says she does, but she doesn't. She could give a fuck about what I do, but she probably thinks it's stupid. But she does love me though. It's hard, guys, because like everyone hates me because of what I do, and so like my mom, she'll never see this because she doesn't watch any of my stuff, but we're just complaining on the stream, right? So like I don't ask my mom to really like watch any of my activism, because she even says, she's like, oh, it's scary for me because you've been in jail before. I don't like to see you getting hurt and all this stuff. And it's like, okay, I can understand that. So I don't ask my mom to like watch, because me and my mom are really pretty close. So I'm kind of a mama's boy, right? To even be saying this stuff, but so I don't really tell my mom, hey, watch this video or do this. I don't really talk about any of my activism with her because of that, because I can understand that. But there was one video, it was the Carolina and Fort Worth one. I was super proud of it. I worked so hard on that one. I flew out to Texas, I did all this thing and came back, and it got a lot of views, and I was so proud of it. I was like, Mom, can you watch this video? And oh yeah, okay. And then, it's been over a year now, almost a year. She still hasn't watched it. She didn't give a fuck about my shit. But then she shows me this video of her at my sister's school. She's going to school. She's going to be a doctor or like a PhD for like fertility and shit. And she's over there in a lab coat working with my sister at her school, like being all involved in her shit. Like, dude, that's such a hit on my confidence. You know what I mean? Like, you don't give a fuck about anything that I do. I ask you to watch one video. You can't even watch it. But then you show me a video of you all involved in my sister's stuff. Everything that's going on with her, with your lab coat and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it gets very discouraging, dude. Like, just no one gives a fuck about me. Sorry, I know I'm complaining like a little bitch, but I'm just venting. The thrill is gone. The thrill has gone. They fall in love with the idea of the man and not the man himself. I want you guys to read and absorb that. Yeah, I totally got you, man. Like, a lot of times, maybe women, they think that you're this man, but then they get to know you a little bit better, and maybe as a man, you're less reserved with her, and so they kind of know the real you, and maybe they don't like to know the real you. Maybe they like the you when you were a little bit more reserved. You know what I mean? I don't know. Who walks up to you and says, "Do you want a blowjob?" I don't think I've ever said that. I've had it said to me. I've had a girl ask me, "Hey, do you want a blowjob?" I was like, "Whoa, okay." And then later on in the relationship, you know, sex is a chore. So when she was asking me if I want a blowjob, it's like, oh yeah, she's totally fucking into me, dude. Like she's totally in love with me. But then if you can't even get sex later, she don't give a she fell out of love with you. That's all that it is. She fell out of love with you. Plain and simple. Yeah, usually in my experience, the chick will walk up and pull my pants down. I mean, ladies, if you want your man to feel loved and respected, like initiate every once in a while. Like men don't want to always initiate. We want to feel desired too. I know men 99% of the time initiate. If you just initiated like 20% of the time, like that would be a big deal. Like, and then if men try to have sex with you, if you like don't act like it's a fucking chore, like, women will be like, "Oh, I don't wanna cuddle with you because then it's gonna be you just wanna have sex." Well, yeah, like, when we don't have sex for weeks at a time and then you cuddle with me, yeah, of course I'm gonna wanna have sex with you. If we have sex regularly, then when you cuddle with me, I won't just be thinking of sex all the time, right? And then they use that as excuse, "Oh, I don't even cuddle," or I've heard women say, like, on these shows that I watch, "I don't even do anything like that," because then they just take it as a sign that I wanna do it. And it's like, dude, you like literally you despise your husband so much that you don't even want to be physical with him at all because then he'll want to have sex with you. Such a taboo that your husband would want to have sex with you. Like that's like you should just want to have sex with him anyways. Right? Like it shouldn't be that way. It should never be like that. If that's where you're at, like you just can't stand having sex with your husband, so you don't ever want to like, snuggle up next to him because he's just gonna want to have sex with you, dude, that's a fucking problem. You're clearly not physically attracted to him anymore. Like I said, sex is like the glue. It's like the thing that separates a roommate from a relationship. Right? Like you can have a friend, they're, there to support you, to cheer you up, right? To hang out with, to have fun with, right? All the same things that a relationship is. But I don't have sex with my friend. Right? Like that's the main thing that differentiates between a roommate and an intimate partner, right? A relationship. So if you're not doing that, then you're just a roommate, dude. What's the point? Sorry, I'm trying to read all these old chats. Oh yeah, um, Dubs, but a 10 doesn't. If we're talking looks, without the personality, you'll never reach it. I think I know what you're saying. I might have missed something else you said, but yeah, if you're like 10 looks wise, but your personality sucks, like that's a lot of men will just date you just for your looks only. We talk about SNR value, survive and replication value, but for me, it's not all men. Just like I say, it's not all women. This is a generality. Because for me personally, if you're drop dead gorgeous but you're annoying as fuck, if I can't connect with you like on a mental level, then it's over for me. I've gotten rid of girls that are like really, really beautiful, but they're just so annoying or like dumb that I'm like, "Ah, I'm not attracted to you." And it could be vice versa too. Maybe a girl is just too smart for me. She just thinks I'm a dummy. That's fine, you know. I'm not saying that I'm like super smart. I'm just a regular guy, but if you're just a complete dummy, I can't connect with you at all, then forget it. So, if there's some doctor, she's super fucking smart, she's way smarter than me. Maybe she just wouldn't like me because I'm not smart enough for her. That's fine too. Everyone can have their preferences. But like, women get to have preferences, but like guys can't have preferences though, right? Like women can say, oh, I can't date anyone that's shorter than me, right? No, you got to be 6 foot. Even though if you say 6 foot, like that's already now we're talking, like 80 percentile. So you're cutting out 80% of all the men now, 6 foot. But like, it's fine. If you want to have a preference, that's fine. Okay. 6 foot or at least taller than you or whatever. Fine. No one bats an eye if a woman has a preference, but if a guy has a preference, now he's chauvinistic or whatever, misogynist or whatever, right? Like, what if a guy has a preference? Hey, no fat chicks. Sorry, dude, no fat chicks. Oh, body shaming, blah blah blah. Well, dude, you're body shaming. I'm only 5'7", dude, so I'm not all girls' first pick for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like dating apps. Dating apps are designed for just like top tier men that are 6 foot, real good looking, have good careers. Those are the women only swipe on those guys. Those are the only ones getting dates because these women, they might fuck a 10. They might fuck this really gorgeous 6'2" guy that's buff and makes a lot of money, but they're not marrying her though. You see, like you're not wifey material. Like, yeah, he'll fuck you. And so, but since she fucked this guy that's a 10, now she thinks that she can just get a 10. She should marry a 10, right? So they have this unrealistic view of what their league is. So then they turn down all these other guys that are in their league, right? Because they think they can do better. So like, if I'm on a dating app, and I haven't been on a dating app in like a decade, I think they're stupid. But like if a woman sees, oh, I'm 5'7", dude, I'm not, they don't want to fucking even talk to me. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I don't like. I don't know if my mom said any wild stuff behind my back. I don't think she has, but I do have a really good mom. So I'm talking crap about my mom right now about that thing, but I probably shouldn't even say that. But I'm just kind of venting. I just don't think she cares about my stuff. Sometimes I kind of have foot and mouth disease. I kind of talk too much sometimes. Oh yeah, I know, Dubs. Your future wife. She's really pretty. Oh, that's why you say bullshit when they say they love their kids equally. Yep, yeah. My mom said, oh, like, she tried to say, I don't even want to talk about it. Like, I remember, it's not as bad now because I said something about it finally, but she's like, I'm tired of you comparing yourself to Maria. Because, like, literally on my mom's Facebook, for every one picture of me on her Facebook, there was 100 pictures of my sister. I'm not over exaggerating. Even to this day, 100 pictures of her, dude. Because she's got all this stuff. She was Palms in high school, and then she was Palms at these professional teams in Arizona, the Arizona Rattlers, and all this, like, which is like the, what's it called? What's that sport called where they have the balls in the net and they throw it with the sticks? Lacrosse. And she's going to be a doctor now. And she was Miss Colorado and in these beauty pageants. She had all this stuff to be proud of. So she has like so many pictures of her. But like 100 to 1, like that's like a super. I can understand like even maybe like 10 to 1, dude. Like, okay, yeah, she's got a lot of stuff to be proud of, fine. But 100 to 1, dude, like come on, dude, fuck, man. Like that doesn't do much for my confidence. Yeah, the idea of you in their mind is what they fall in love with, and then you don't end up being that, so then they they kinda let themselves down by thinking that you were something that you're not. Yeah. The times I'm the most enthusiastic about sex is when the female initiates. Yep. Well, it just makes it feel like when the female initiates, it makes you feel like you're loved, like you're attracted, like you're desired, right? When it's like you're begging for sex all the time, it's emasculating. It's like, fuck, dude, she fucking is not attracted to me. It's like a chore to have sex with me. Like, am I that bad in bed? Or is it just that, like, I'm not attractive? Like, what is it? Oh, really? You pulled the plug on the doctor, bro? You couldn't accept it? It's too good to be true? Yeah, see, like, I don't know. Another thing too, of like doctors, I don't really give a fuck if you're a doctor because I'm not impressed whatsoever with like status or that's survival value, right? Could talk about it's like a masculine trait. If you're a doctor, like career oriented women aren't really that attractive to me because I don't give a fuck about that. Men date down. Men date like bum McDonald's workers, dude. We don't care. Women date up. They if a woman works at McDonald's, she might date another guy that works at McDonald's, but she'll leave that guy in a heartbeat if a doctor wanted to be with her, right? That's what women do. Guys won't do that. But like, if a woman's a doctor too, though, I mean, she's in her masculine energy, right? In order to obtain that position, she's in her masculine energy, right? And what I say by that, masculine energy is goal oriented, getting goals accomplished, right? That's a masculine trait. So she could still be a feminine woman, but she's just embodying more masculine energy. And when they do that, that means that they're like a leader, right? They're assertive if they're in their masculine energy. If you're going to a doctor, then you have to be in your masculine energy. You have to be assertive and goal oriented, right? So they're going to want to leave the relationship, right? And that's the problem is that like eventually like women think they want to lead relationships, but they don't really. They just think they do. And then they might like it at first, but then as soon as like some other man that's more alpha than you comes around, who he's also a doctor, but he's like she's just a regular PC doctor and he's a brain surgeon, right? And he's super dashing and all this stuff and super assertive and alpha, and then he starts hitting on her and shit, dude. She'll just fucking like leave you for him, dude. Like I said, women love opportunistically. Like she might think she wants to lead, but then as soon as a man comes around that's more dominant than you, she's gonna realize she doesn't really like to lead. It's just human nature. Women are to follow, and if she wants to lead you, dude, it's just because you're not a dominant enough man. That's all there is to it. I've learned that. I mean, I'm just not a dominant enough man for some women, dude. It's true. I'm not the most fucking alpha guy there is. I'm not a fucking pushover, beta bitch either. But oh yeah, am I confusing that or someone else? Knowing things with intelligence, I know that. Knowing things doesn't equal intelligence. Actually, I saw this short today. It was like a reel or something on Facebook of this chick who's all fucking being all cocky, and they were trying to rate each other, everyone's IQ in the room, and she put herself at number two. There were six people. Like, well, I graduated at this and I do this and I got my doctorate in this and blah, 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 blah. And, like, I'm pretty smart, talking herself up and shit. And then she told the other guy, I think you're six. I just don't think you're that smart. And she actually had the lowest IQ in the whole room out of all the six. So, yeah, degrees and all that shit doesn't mean anything. Intelligence is just all IQ is how you process information. It's like how you learn, how you interpret things. So, if you have a higher IQ, you have the ability, the capability of becoming a doctor more easily than someone with an average IQ. That's true. you could learn easier, but it doesn't mean that you're smarter technically, but it doesn't mean that you have more knowledge, right? Like with my IQ, I think I could probably become a lawyer. I don't know about doctor, but I'm interested in law, so I think I could become a lawyer. Would I graduate ahead of my class? Hell no. Would I graduate maybe like barely getting by? Yeah. I know I've never been good at school, but like I'm good at school if I'm interested in it, and I'm interested in law. Like I would love to be a civil rights attorney. I think that would be like when I talk to Milo, my attorney, and like see the shit he does, and see him up there litigating and stuff, and he's good. I'm like, dude, that would be so cool. I know it's a lot of work, just like what I do is a lot of work though too. He works a lot like me, but I would love to do that. I could get a law degree. I just, like I said, I would struggle though. I know I would. I wouldn't be good at it, but I could learn it. Like I know a lot of fucking facts and stuff. You guys know. I always know a bunch of shit about stuff just because I look it up and I research it. I have a lot of knowledge in here, but I'm not really that smart though. I'm not stupid. I just don't have a high IQ. I'm not like, a lot of doctors and lawyers, they're like, they're at least like 120. They're like, 120 to 140 range are those kind of people. They're really smart. Yeah, you don't date up or down. You date someone you care about. We are not the same. Exactly, bro. I said, remember? I said, this isn't for everyone. This is the generality though. So it's not one size fits all. There's always an exception. But there's a lot of guys that most guys will just date, they will date down. If you're a really successful guy, you make a lot of money and you're good looking, like you don't really give a fuck. Like if a woman's good looking and she makes a lot of money, she's gonna want to date somebody that makes at least the same amount of money as her. Women don't usually want to date guys that make less than them. But a guy doesn't care about that. Typically. Maybe it's not for you, Dubs, but the majority is like that. Yeah, she made the C word test. Yes, John. That's the one, dude. I just saw that today, bro. I was like, holy cow. Oh, I'm like 5 minutes behind. Okay, let me just skip all this. Oh no, I'm not five. Maybe my chat's like, I think my chat's not showing up when you guys post it. It's like I don't see it for like a couple minutes after you guys are done. Oh yeah, yeah. Didn't you say you struggle and was bad at lifting weight at one point? It's the same energy, just different task. Yeah. Yep. I feel you'd row. Yeah, thanks, man. I can do the law school. I thought about it, like maybe, because like, oh, you're too old, and people, oh, I'm too old to do it. Well, yeah, I am too old, but like, how long would it take to get a law degree? How long do you got to go to school? It's like 6 years or something for a law degree to be a lawyer. 6 or 8 years. 6 or 8 years is going to pass anyways, right? So in 6 or 8 years, I could have a law degree, or 6 or 8 years could pass, and I won't have a law degree. But it's difficult because you got to pay bills still too and all that. So, but if I ended up with some money, I would consider it. I would consider trying that. You didn't miss your opportunity, Dubs. You can still do it, bro. If there's a will, there's a way. See, that's the thing. Like I say, oh, it's hard because I got to pay bills still too. If there's a will, there's a way. It's just the will right now, it's not strong enough for me. So there's not a way. I have other stuff. It's not really my path right now. Maybe later, once I complete everything that I want to do that I'm doing right now, in 10 years, maybe then I'll be like, oh, I want to try something else. I'm done with this now. Yeah, that's true, Tundra. Dubs will stopping you now. When you're 90, you wish you were the age you are now to do things over you haven't done yet. That's true. And you're not even that old, bro. Dubs act like he's so old, dude. He's younger than me, man. I know how old you are. You're not that old at all, actually. You're young. It's funny, dude, like, because I don't really look that old, but my body is old. Like, I gotta, like, be careful getting out of my truck, dude, to pull a muscle. Because, like, as you get older, you get less flexible, and I'm so tight that if I don't go work out and, like, get sweaty and then stretch, if I stretch after my workout, all my muscles, I'm good. I can be pretty agile throughout the day, and I can just hop out of my truck and stuff. But if not, like if it's first thing in the morning, I got to be careful because I'll like pull my hamstrings all the time. They're so tight, and my truck's big, dude, and so I got to like kind of, especially if I'm on the hill like this, slanted, and I got to kind of maneuver and like hop out and shit. And I pull muscles easy. So like my body acts, and like when I play basketball and shit, I can tell, like, when like old people try to play basketball and they move kind of slow and weird, and you're like, oh, you can tell he's old. Like that's how I can't see myself, but I know what it looks like, and like the way I'm moving, I can tell that that's what I look like. I'm all kind of running kind of slow so I don't hurt myself, kind of shit. I'm like, dang. And it's just happened within the last couple of years too. Like a couple years ago, I wasn't this bad. I'm starting to get worse now. Yeah, stretching every day. I don't stretch when I wake up though, because it's not good for me. I don't think it's good for anyone to stretch a cold body, cold muscles, especially when you're old. So I have to do some cardio before I stretch, because then you can hurt yourself. So, because like I said, when I used to lift weights, I used to not even have to really do a warm up. I could just go in there and start lifting weights, dude, heavy ones too. Now I can't. I got to start super light and then gradually work my way up. That's why I said it's hard for me to lift heavy weights, because by the time I get to the heavy weight, my muscles are already tired from all the reps I had to do to warm up to get there. But I used to have to start doing cardio before my workouts, like in my 30s. I was like, I can't just go lift weights no more. So I used to go do basketball and just get my own rebounds and shit and shoot around, get the blood pumping, because I hate cardio, like treadmill or spin bike, because that shit's just torture, bro. I can't stand it. But when you're shooting hoops, it doesn't even feel like cardio. But then now I started hurting myself doing the warm up. Like, dude, I would like, jump up for a fucking layup and I'd pull a muscle, dude, and shit like that, right? So I'm like, or, I'd be dribbling and I'd do a cut and I'd run to the hoop and boom, pull a fucking groin, dude. And I'm like, dang, dude, I can't even, I have to warm up before the warm up. So now I literally have to go and do about 15 minutes on the spin bike because it's super low impact, right? So I don't hurt myself. And then I get dripping sweat and then I can go do basketball. So, but then I still have to kind of take it slow and still warm up, get my body used to like running and stuff, and then, then I'll do a little bit of stretching because I'm supposed to stretch now, they say, before like sports and shit. You're supposed to do dynamic stretching, but I have to because I'm just so tight. I do static stretching. And then I can, I'm good. Like once I get warmed up, I don't look like I'm an old man anymore. I can still dribble and run to the, drive to the hoop and, shit like that. But it takes me a while. Yeah, stretching in bed when you get up. See, like, dude, I have to be careful because sometimes I'll pull a muscle sleeping. So whenever I lay down on my side like this, I do this thing where like I stretch like that. It feels good. And like I started pulling like my back muscle doing it. And I was like, fuck, dude. So now I gotta like be careful because I just love to do it. It's natural and it like feels good when I lay here and I do this stretch. But I gotta be careful. But luckily I've been stretching more in the gym and shit. So now when I do it, I'm just naturally more loose. But yeah, if I don't do that shit, like if I stop working out for a few weeks, then I'll get all tight again. I'll literally pull muscles sleeping, bro. It's crazy. Oh, you fucked up your neck sleeping. That's how you know you're getting old, bro. As fuck. Yeah, you're 33, dude. You're a baby. Dude, when I was 33, bro, because I remember when I first hit 30, I noticed like my body slowing down. And I made this post on Facebook. I was like, when you hit 30, it's the same as your car hitting 100,000 miles. It still runs great, but it just requires a little bit more maintenance. And that's true. So your 30s, I noticed from 30, actually, I started to slow down a little bit. I just kind of feel it. But now, all the way in my 30s, now that I'm in my 40s, when I look back in my 30s, I'm like, oh, dude, if I could be in my 30s again, bro, like that would be fucking, I'm good to go. I thought I was slowing down, and I was, but like nothing compared to your 40s, bro. And then I remember my freaking auntie saw that Facebook post, and she's like, "Wait till you try your 50s." And like, I'm complaining about 40s now, but wait till I get to my 50s, bro. Like, that shit's coming around the corner, dude. We're already almost halfway through 2025. Can you imagine that, dude? I felt like it was just New Year's, bro. We're already almost halfway through the year. This is crazy, dude. Time's going by so fast. Like before you know it, I'm gonna be 50. Before you know it, I'm gonna be elderly, dude. Soon. I want to buy a new car. That's random. Is there something in the chat going on that I'm missing here? All right, guys. I'm gonna shut it down because I gotta go. I think I'm gonna go take some. I'm wired from talking to you guys, so I'm gonna go take something to help me sleep, and I'm gonna go to sleep because I gotta go. I gotta hit the gym tomorrow. Oh, I got another doctor appointment tomorrow in the morning, dermatologist. So I gotta go to the gym early, so I can't be missing no workout. Taking all these steroids, I can't waste them. All right, guys. Thanks for listening to my rant and my complaining and all that shit. I love you guys. Have a good night. Peace.